free for. So. There we go. Thanks, Carla. Hey, everyone. Yeah. All right. Hey, how are you? Hey there. Mario, I have you on. Somebody already checked in for you. Is there somebody here for you? Is there somebody here on your behalf?
No.
Oh.
Could be 1109.
Yeah, I have it for a fence, right?
Yeah.
So you have already checked in. And you just walked in though.
Oh, because I was here first.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Yes, thanks.
I'm like.
Huh?
Got it. Okay. I checked in.
So he was supposed to be scheduled for discussion item. It's just Dina is out of office for the past week.
Okay.
And so the thing is, he has question regarding a new student family residence. He was coming in as a discussion. It'll be under PDIS 24005, but he didn't.
Did, when you submitted, was it a mess up on the village, or did he submit in time to be on tonight's agenda, or is
The
it?
thing is,
Is-
he's been out of office for a while.
Okay, but I'm just saying, but he did submit it
Yeah,
in
he
time for the
submitted, she
cutoff.
created the permit number and everything. It's just the thing is creation of the agenda.
Okay. So we'll add it to 7C.
It's.
I mean,
not-
if you missed the deadline, then we'd have to wait till the next meeting. But if you were before the deadline, what's the address?
It's 519. It's northeast 118th Street.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And it's a discussion on an.
Yeah, new single family residence.
All right, so you'll be the last one. So. Everybody ready?
Here, Pablo is absent. And you get.
Everyone's checked in?
Yeah,
Okay. You ready?
we're live and recording.
All right, everyone's ready here? All right. All right, good evening, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the Village of Biscayne Park Planning and Design Review Board meeting for Monday, March 31st, 2025. It is now 6:34. I'll do the roll call. Edward Leyva, Scarlett Hammonds, David Gruen,
Here.
Gage Hartung, I'm here, as well as Denisha from the building department. We do have, Pablo did send a letter saying that he was gonna be here tonight, so can I get a motion to excuse Pablo?
Motion.
If you.
David, Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. So Pablo is excused. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go with the residents and the applicants that are here. And first,
6S.
6S. So we'll go in order of the agenda. So the first one is going to be 5B 1009 Northeast 116th Street, metal roof. Servant. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, and I am adding an item for discussion, 7C 519 Northeast 118th Street for discussion. Thank you. Ben. All right, so 5B. Okay. Metal roof. Let's see. You can just go to the microphone, please. Yes. So I think the issue on this was you were declaring a 24-inch overhang all the way around with an 8-inch fascia. But according to the photos, it was really hard to see the gabled ends of the property.
So I'm.
Okay,
Contractor.
okay,
I see Martin Davis, that was the platform of it.
There's not 12 inches on the side overhangs, there's 6 inches of overhang, but I mean, I've been doing comparables around the city. There are comparable properties.
not with metal roofs.
Yeah, with metal, I have pictures.
Okay, so, okay,
Recently.
okay.
Exactly. So,
And by the way, just so you know.
And not-
We're kind of difficult, we decided, we put panels, a solar panel on our roof about 2 years ago. And unfortunately, that led to leaks in our roof. We've been visiting Park residents for 11 years. Now, we're trying to basically be good for our home and for our community and everything else. Just turns out that because of the panels, through those tiles that we have leaks come through, and now we have to get a new roof. Turns out through different roofing companies and through Raoul as well, that any tile roof that we put with panels, once you drill in, it's not gonna be secure, potentially we're gonna run into this issue down the road. So the only solution for us is to have a metal roofing planted. That's why we're opting to go with metal roof this time, and that's why we're here.
Okay, so we not to be confrontational with right off the bat. So one of the reasons we wanted you to come in and talk to us is because we do have situations where gabled roofs on the ends of the properties, it's hard to put the required 12-inch overhang on. So we have what we're looking for is some sort of overhang that delineates the roof on the ends, so you just don't have the concrete with the gabled and the drip edge right at the concrete. Am I correct on this? So what we've been asking for is residents like, or an applicants, like I'm noticing on the front porch that comes out, the gables, the side just goes straight up. There's no delineation of the metal roof overhang. So what we been asking is that you apply some type of like 2x6, maybe double it up, fascia board, just to kind of,
Say 2x8, 2x8, 1x6 on top as a fascia board.
yeah, just something to kind of create a line on the roof, so you don't have this stark wall, because that's really what the intent of the code was, is to not have this really stark commercial metal roof look with the concrete. So what we've been asking, and because we weren't hearing from you, we just kept getting it back to us, and we'd have to unfortunately deny it, is that if you could create some kind of shadow effect on the end, I think the board would be applicable to
I
that.
can do a fascia board, a 2x8, and then a 1x6. That's how I have it in my home. I don't have gable ends on my house. What I did is I did a 2x8 and a 1x6, and then the furring, which is another 1x2, and it gave me maybe 5 inches off my wall. Is that sufficient?
So if you wanted to do a field trip, if you go here to Sixth, and then you make a left like you're going on to Griffin, there's one house that's at that end point. That's one of the examples of a house at flat gabled ends, and they put bump outs, and I'm not sure from a fascia perspective, like, I'm not a contractor, how easy it would be for you to do it.
5 to 6 inches.
Yeah, there's a chance that what they did is that they ran,
Two 2x6s, I think.
yeah, maybe like either 4x4 block that gave it a little bit more of a pop out, but it basically was when you add all the math together, was very close to a foot. So then it was consistent too with the rest of the roof lines, but
I was reading on the requirement, for example, her house is almost 3, it's not a 3 and 12. It's slope wise, so it's not a 3 and 12. One of the requirements says that if it's between 3 and 4 inch slope, then yes, we need to have an overhang. Anything under that, as long as it's not under 2.5, it's okay to install it. So even though she doesn't meet that 3 and 12.
They both require overhangs, one is 12, one is 18.
Gotcha, okay.
Either way, you have to overhang.
But again, we realize it's an engineering, thing you have to jump through to put these huge overhangs on the side. So the one that David's pointed out, I believe what they did is they put two 2x6s together, created a 5-inch roughly, 5 maybe, and then with the drip edge, it got out to a little bit further, and it created the effect that we believe that the code is the intent is for the code.
Right, but
So you were saying a 2x8, a 1x6, another filler.
5 inch, with the furring, the 1x, the 2x, it's actually, that's what I do in my house, I actually love that stuff. But I can get, 5 to 6 inches of overhang there. And I won't meet that foot, because in order to get a foot, you have to have a floating overhang. So in time, you can have a floating overhang, get a crease on your metal, and try to get a good metal roof. Their issue is that, their roof is just 10 years old, they're a baby mess, and they have leaks all over the place because they got solar panels, so now they have to cut into and attach their brackets to the actual decking or the trusses. So
We can't get rid of our solar panels, we have a loan on them, there's nothing we can do about it, we return them if we could, we can't.
So I was giving them the solution, because on a metal roof, they can attach those solar panels to the actual bracket. You get a higher wind uplift, and they prevent leaks from happening on their house.
Because you are providing the overhang on all the other sides, it's just not the gable side.
Buildings there, she has the main house, and then she had, or an addition that's in the back of the house. The addition that's in the back of the house has a full overhang all around, it's a more modern construction, has full overhang. So I need to require it there, it's just in the front, I don't have, the sides to get to that 1 foot, I can get 6 inches without without adding anything structural to the house, you know,
Okay, so we're talking about each side of the front porch that
Correct.
comes out and then the
Correct.
gables on the end.
And I just asked a question, the width of an individual roof panel is like 8 inches or I.
16 inches.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
16 inches, so, I mean, beyond 8 inches, then you have more than half of it hanging off if you did have to go.
You can't do that, that's where you're gonna get your
In
hurricane.
the house here, we didn't ask them to go to. a
Yeah.
flood, Right, we worked with them, I
Yeah.
think it was 8 inches that they provided, but they didn't meet the flood,
Yeah.
and we worked with them on that, so.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
not asking you
from,
to get the full-
from,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really nice, I mean, that's. it's nice.
yeah, from my perspective, either whether it comes back again as a vote, or if we vote on it and give you authority to basically sign off.
Well, he's willing to do it now, so I mean, it's,
Yeah.
if he commits to something and he uploads the drawings, we can, I mean, it's on the agenda, we can vote on it now.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah.
but I'm just asking Ed to chime in and,
All right.
what do they,
Yeah, I'm
Scarlett,
trying
what
to
are
find
they, they're,
that, the application for the one there, see if I can find their detail, but. it's too old.
but I think that was two 2x6s pushed together on the end and then then the drip edge and it took it out
Yeah,
to,
took it out 8 inches, I remember that. That was a compromise. So I don't know. You think you can get closer to 8 inches, that's what. better for the
Instead of a 2x and a 1x, and do a 2x and a 2x, I mean, not that pretty as a 1x on top of it, but I can get 6 inches, 7 inches, close to 8, but I don't know if I can get 8, maybe push it off the furring off a little off, you know, maybe an inch.
I mean,
That's where most of my wind uplift is, that's why I don't wanna give too much, that's why hurricane rating.
If I can ask, I just, how these 5 homes got approved, the brand, like, most of them look like new metal roofs, so. You know, and again, I thank you guys for working with us, and trying to meet us, you know, somewhere in the middle, but I'm just wondering how these homes got approved.
I'm not, I don't have what you have in front of you, so I have no idea what you're. Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you look at them, I mean, we're pretty consistent with our approvals on metal roofs, so,
Exactly, like our house on the sides, and it's.
okay.
I mean, I'm just, you know, I wanna know what's fair.
All I can tell you is if that happened, that means someone came before this board, told us one thing and built something else. That's all I can tell you, because the board would never approve a metal roof with zero overhang, it just, we're not even, like, you just can't, our hands are tied, it was very clear, so. Is there a house in Village that's built like that? I don't know, I'm sure it is, if you're saying it is, yeah, I'm just saying, they weren't approved by us that way, right? But that's also why this has been on the agenda a few times, trying to get someone back in to speak with us, because you did submit something saying you had the overhangs, right? But then if we look at Google Street View, we see it's not on the sides, and sometimes that happens.
I mean, you submitted a document that testimony that it was all the way around, the document that you signed, so.
Like on the back, they got.
If I'm just saying, to answer her question, how, something up there, I don't know, but someone could tell us, yeah, we have it, here's a photo, here's a diagram, we attest to it. You know, we don't make site visits in someone's home, turns out they don't have it, it's still not for code, right?
I can get, not that 8 exactly, but I can get an overhand down the picture. You know, I can put a 2x8 or 2x6 and a furring, you know.
I mean, look, for me, 6 inches, 8 inches, you know. The idea is the overhang, that's the intent, I'm not gonna, I mean, personally.
And if you're committed to that and you're willing to
Yeah, it's
upload the new document, we can make a motion if the board.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion?
motion to approve pending the upload of the modified overhangs on the vehicle.
Okay, that's
So how would
Dave.
that be like a drawing? I would do like a drawing and basically.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to regardless, right, because the building department's gonna have to review this now, for structural, you know, approval records, zoning. Your package will go to them, they're gonna want to see some for detail. I'll put that detail, that'll satisfy the board and get your approval.
I have a motion and a second. David and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries 4-0. All right, thank you. Thanks for working with us. All right, next is gonna be new business 6A, 637 Northeast 119th Street, Impact Windows and Doors. Good evening. All right.
So it's a new construction, the.
6A.
It's a big for windows and doors, bronze frame, gray glass.
They're pretty much all fixed windows except for a couple one horizontal roller, CC.
Got a few horizontal doors to meet egress, but there's
And are you doing these buttons, the buttons on the windows?
yes, correct.
I mean, it looks pretty consistent. It's something going on over here. I don't know.
Motion to approve.
David and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, you're good. Thank you. All right, 6J, 11018 Northeast 8th Avenue, Cardoza, Rosie, I'm sorry. That's going. This is for fence.
Follow up the last one here, when we talked about that platform.
Yep.
This fence ties to that today, but I need to do it because the guy that did it gave that permit and is passing the line by a few inches. So I'm gonna bring it in to match the standard that we're supposed to follow the fences.
Okay. So are you just applying for this area that's zoomed in area of work? So it's just that one area along the side of the house?
The whole right side, is not conforming, because it's starting over different places, different lengths. So I'm gonna bring it all in within my property.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
That's the survey.
Yeah, I see where the fence deviates from it. The motion to approve.
Okay. David and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Do you have a question?
No.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Right.
6J, 11120 Northeast 9th Avenue, impact windows and doors.
That one, the owner, I don't know.
Okay.
So you're changing, the door and you,
All right, just give us a second to look at the schedule.
6L.
Six
said
K.
JKL, I'm sorry, L. What did I say?
You said J again, and I was like.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6L, excuse me.
K has a letter.
6K's here too?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Are you replacing all the windows? I'm sorry, it's just hard to tell because when I say existing door, existing window. So it looks like all the across the front are existing. Because it says E1, E2, those are existing.
They're like two in the back, they're existing. There you can see from the back of the house, from one of the back. And then basically, all the other rooms will be changed. Including the sliding door that takes to the bathroom.
The ones that are on the front facing the street. Those
Uh,
ones are all changing.
Yes, yeah, so instead of two, there will be one, but bigger. And then on the side, instead of the one that you see, it will be a little bigger than that.
Okay, they're all white frame and gray tint.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm looking at your legend, that's what I'm just trying to understand. It says E, existing door, E, existing window. But then your elevation says E1 and E2. Are they existing or are they new?
Only. This is very main. And then E1, E2, 3, 4 are new.
Are new.
Like based on the schedule, right, because for E1, E2, E3, E4, they have a horizontal slider, and for the E, it says existing window. And for the E with the circle, it says existing door. So I think anything that has an E-123 is new.
Okay, so because it correlates to a product approval or something in the schedule. Right, and-
Yeah, on a schedule for the schedule.
Okay.
Some actual size and product Google number or. Not the best choice of. Mark.
yeah,
The legend, so you'll all-
it's just, it's confusing because you're using,
It shows. Call a mark, right, with that little circle. They gave it an E1, E2, but it's confusing. We see E usually means existing and that to remain. But it's really new, so usually it's a W1 or an A1 or.
so they look like they're all horizontal or horizontal and fixed or casement of some sort across the front, really, that's what we're looking at. And the color is? White, okay.
Second.
Ed and David, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, thank you. All right, six K, okay, 11032 Northeast 9th Court, re-roof, tile floor. Is that you, Murph? 11032 Northeast 9th Court. Perez. Correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so it's a basically, it looks like a hip roof. Tile to tile, gray. Okay. Any questions on the board? Concrete.
Motion to approve.
David Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, thanks. And are you here for another one or no? Just that one?
That's that one.
Okay, just that one, okay. And you said somebody came in? Which number was he over there? This gentleman in the back?
Thank you, guys.
No,
Oh, I
he
don't-
checked in around.
Huh?
11801.
He checked his 6P.
801, 6P? Okay. All right, the next is gonna be 6N, Sally. Bar, it's 11501 Northeast 11th Place.
Hey, I have to. Use myself.
Oh, you helped him out?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ed is recusing himself. He'll fill out one of the forms.
He did.
He's already done it, okay.
All right, what's the letter?
6N. So this is the permit.
Yeah. 'cause there was
Did
always
you do
discussion.
6? Oh, you did.
Yeah, we did. We approved that. So now it's the actual permit. It looks like you're doing a nice little driveway in. Concrete cylinder borders, gravel. That's the gravel that we picked out the last time.
Yes.
Concrete at the street. And then.
Return that to the neighbor, right?
Oh,
Oh, crap, yes.
no, I still have it in here in case you need.
I don't wanna get the post. No.
And then what is the part that's along the street? Is that now gravel too? It's the part that's gonna be the parallel parking that's along the street. What is that material? It's not called out. I see the
I
drawing.
think
I-
it's gravel parking surface, because it has the same
Yeah,
dots.
it's the gravel, well, in the driveway part, yeah, the gravel.
But then it would have to have the same borders.
I think that it does, see how it has that. It's just slightly thicker. and other fun.
Mhm.
I don't know if we're allowed to add. Well,
He's not allowed to,
we're not allowed to ask a question.
because it would be, yeah, he has to be outside and we can't ask him, but,
Yes, he can.
because he can't participate and it might look
Influence
like
the
we're
decision.
influencing our decision,
Sure.
because he,
Yeah.
so. Okay, so it is hashed gravel, so I would assume that it's gravel.
Motion to approve.
Okay, David and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So it's approved 3-0. Ed excused. Or recused, sorry.
So I can get the permit now?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it has to go through the building official, but we approved it. So now it goes to the building official and they have to look at it and approve it.
And then do they send me an email or do I check with them or what happens next?
I'm sure somebody will be in touch.
Okay. So you started the permitting process, it's under plan review. And this is the design review aspect of your plan review. Now it's gonna go to the other disciplines, so that either that may be structural, civil engineering, just to make sure everything is up to code. And then once you pay your fees, you'll go ahead and they'll issue the permit and issue your stamp plans. And you can go ahead and complete your driveway.
So someone will get hold of you.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you. Thanks, Sally. Good luck. All right. What can tell Ed to come back in? You'll tell him to come in, please? Yeah. All right, 6P 11801 Northeast 11th Avenue, tile re-roof. Oh, he's back in.
You need to take the microphone?
If you can go up there, if we have any questions, we'll ask you. Oh, it was approved 3-0. Just real quick, guys, because there's like 100 pages of notes here. What is the new material? What's the old material? What's the new material?
It was a tower, it's being replaced with a tower.
And what's the color of the tile roof? Okay, is there a picture of it?
Slate or something.
It's 93 pages of documents here. We are at 6P. I'm just looking for something that says the color, basically. Or a picture of the color.
It would be either white or gray, wouldn't be anything else.
Yeah, it's Saxony 900 split slate.
Split slate.
Motion to approve.
David? Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, you're good.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
6
So
6S is 12022 Griffin Boulevard, Haver Driveway.
And 6B showed up.
And 6B,
Mhm.
Carlos is here.
Mhm.
B.
Good evening. I'm the homeowner, so any questions about me?
Okay, let's just take a look real quick. 6S. David 6S.
All about success.
All right, you're at 22% and 78 pervious, okay. That's your total lot coverage, actually. So just brick pavers, it's down the side. 88 feet, 12 feet. How far is it from the property line over?
I expect to run the property.
Well, you can't, you have
From
to,
the street,
From the side, the side.
oh, from the side, no, there's, I'm gonna say whatever's code, because there's existing gravel, I'm just replacing the gravel from where it is.
okay, because it's 30,
It's more than 30 inches, right?
yeah, at minimum is 30, it can't be closer than 30 inches, and it just,
It's gotta be easily, 6 feet, 5 or 6 feet.
okay.
Motion to approve.
Can you just do me a favor, do us a favor, because we're gonna approve it based on 5 or 6 feet. We just need you to upload their drawing, go through and mark on there 5 feet.
You also need him to, there's no driveway calculation. It's clearly under the 40%, but it's not in the package. So we can-
And we also have there's actually another form that has to be filled out that has the calculations for driveway.
Yeah, there's a particular standard form the village has that has the calculation of, you're allowed a maximum of 40% of your front yard to be parking surface driveway, 40% of the swale to be approved. Just looking at it, you're clearly gonna meet that, maybe below that, but it's just a form that needs to be part of the package for driveways.
You have one of them, but there's two. There's two. So
Does the form have a name?
it's the driveway calculation form.
Show you real quick, let's see what it's like. Basically impervious space calculation for driveways. It's got it's a number,
I have a contractor and I suspected there was something missing because I asked about that, but I never seen that form, but now I understand I can.
his head probably hurt when he looked at it, so he skipped it, because it's.
So if you could just upload the dimension from the property line over to the driveway, again, it can't be closer than 30 inches. And that form, I think we would approve it, if everyone's okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I have a first and second? I'm sorry.
We don't do that. So,
Okay.
motion, or happy David?
No,
So motion to approve, contingent upon applicant uploading driveway calculations and adding the setback, side setback dimension.
Okay.
second,
Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Are you still the, because there were plans approved on this house for like a big, was that you or the previous owner?
No, that was pre-pandemic.
Okay.
It cost more than double. So
Yeah.
we just remodel and say.
Okay, I was wondering about that, because I remember like you had this beautiful home. Yeah,
It got shut down for months. We stayed in our old house for more than a year and then we decided. The price literally tripled on the construction.
okay, yeah, wow. Beautiful home though,
Yeah,
right.
maybe one day we'll build it.
Thank you.
The prices come down. Thank you.
All right, so we do have 6B that walked in, 640 Northeast 121st Street. Probably the day that we've all been dreading, I have to say.
Everybody.
I have a feeling this is bad news. 6B, right? All right, so no, there was no hope for saving it for anything else, or? All right,
We're saying someone that went to make something inside, like a ceiling kind of thing.
yeah,
This
All right.
This house is gonna have arches and a little more, it's not modern looking, so
yeah.
we can add some of that wood.
So we have a demolition permit, it's, yeah. But there is a, building permit already in place for the new structure, I believe, correct? It's already been approved, all that stuff, so now, do you have the fence permit yet?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Oppose,
Huh?
do you need me to approve so that you oppose? Or do you want-
No, we can't oppose it, I mean, it's just a sad day for Biscayne Park that one of our 100-year-old houses is gonna come down. So, can I get a motion then?
I can give you a hug.
No, it's fine.
Motion
Is
to
it in the
approve.
log cabin?
Oh, it's third, all right, didn't know this was, all right, so then. Do I need to say the rest?
No,
of the
I mean, we have,
sentence for you, Bart? We have
no, we have a
first,
motion, we have a
second.
second,
Is there
I'll-
any
I'll-
opposition?
is there all in favor? Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? It's a motion carries 4-0. Sad day. All right, Carlos,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Here's the one right here in the cross, yeah, and then, you know who did the carport? Myself. Right, he just.
No, he has a aluminum company.
Yeah, you get one? I mean, I think I know what I'm using, but sorry, it's sidebar. Right there. Yeah.
Are you talking about
The modern,
yeah,
is the roof on that solid, or is it just like? No, yeah, they don't know, wood on, it, but initially the forms is, so also panels insulated. Sorry.
Hold on, I didn't hear wood.
whatever you do not
Give
give
them
them.
that, what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't give them.
Everybody did it, right?
Yes.
I don't wanna do it, I understand, but it is what it is, I tried everything, we tried everything.
I bet you that I mean, where my farm is up in Virginia, you sell that wood for a lot of money. It's like when they take down old.
From what I heard, there's like two different kinds. One is like very expensive, the other one is not at all.
Yeah.
And this one is the cheap one.
Ah,
Cause we tried everything, and not for the money, but it was more of like, we did something with it, not just throwing it to the garbage.
But, we're gonna get some wood, some other wood, good one that it's inside, we're gonna do some seatings or some pergola outside. We're gonna incorporate some of that wood, so,
You should bring
Yeah.
one piece over to somebody's house.
I mean, if you guys want, so there's gonna be a bunch, it's all
Oh,
wood.
it is.
If we wanna see it when it comes down, we're gonna make a video, there was a bunch of stuff from this lady inside that I'm gonna use, I saved it. And I'm gonna use to do some art for the inside.
Once you take it all out, the other thing to do is get a tax deduction by working at the fire department to let them burn it and then put it out.
Okay.
That's the other thing
Practice.
people do. Yeah. Yeah, you get like a $10,000 or $15,000 tax deduction, like pull out what you want to pull out, then you say, hey, you guys can burn this down.
Is that for real? We're in the middle of a drought.
Yeah,
Like
but
burn
well,
down
the
a
fire
plug house.
department would be standing there when the fire department starts the fire. It's not like, oh, I decided to light it this morning, like, yeah. Yeah,
They light it up?
Huh?
They light it up?
Yeah, like they'll show it, and then sometimes they have like little kids classes, like fourth graders come and like watch them do it and stuff like that, but they use it as training.
Wow,
The Miami-Dade Fire
That is-
Academy, for all of them.
that's awesome, dude.
My job is finding tax deduction. Trying to help you out.
It's not Biscayne Park approved or sanctioned.
Yeah, given the carport deduction for your.
There you go.
savings.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thank you, Carl. All right, we have the discussion item. It was 7C. It was submitted prior to the cutoff, but it didn't make it to the agenda. It is just a discussion item, so we're not voting on anything. It's 519 Northeast 118th Street. Do you have a plan or something that you wanted to show us? So you're doing a new, you're looking to buy this property, or you have bought this property?
Yes, correct, not yet, so my purchase contract is currently contingent upon getting approved from the board to actually build a new house that I'm planning to do. The challenge is it's a non-conforming lot, it's in section A and it's only 6,000 square feet. So the neighbor behind it is kind of the same model house that I'm trying to mirror, so I did the plan for you guys. Unfortunately, I'm
Okay.
sorry that we.
So, and just to be clear, your discussion item, we're not approving anything.
Okay.
So going back to your mortgage company, whatever, saying that they approved it, that's not happening.
Okay.
We're just gonna give you our advice on what can be done and our opinion of the code. So
Okay.
we're not approving or saying yes.
It's
I
just
explained at the
discussion.
beginning, if we can get an approval on anything, we can give them feedback. On anything that's a concern.
And also, you're not the owner too, so that would be,
I'm not doing it yet.
yeah,
So
so.
what would be the risk, let's say, after this board meeting, if I ended up buying the property? Is there any possibility that I introduce this project being a new owner and getting rejected by any reason?
Well, let's see what you have.
Okay, cool.
Paul, on the door, you need to.
Yeah.
It's a non-conforming lot, isn't that a variance?
No, there's actually,
They just wrote the rewrote the
so
code.
rewrote the code that you can actually go non-conforming lots and have houses built as long as you abide by all the other laws. Lot coverage, site setbacks, all that
I
stuff.
Sort of
agree with
the young guys that had the 107 that jumped through hoops to keep 50%, and then as soon as that happened, and they got the approval, then they changed the code and they didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, no, I agree with this way, but I just thought that, we had that conversation.
So.
Just to put your perspective, the house is basically falling apart, it had to be demoed as soon as possible, there are like. Living species running around inside the property, the vegetation is totally out of control. The owners,
Is it existing?
yes. The owners are in very bad distress, they need to move out as soon as possible, so. The only option is not, we do investment, we do fix and flip, a lot of fix and flip, but that property is not stable. Structurally, wise, it's pretty bad condition. So we're
So
trying.
let me just go over the base.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. All right, so you have a lot that's not big enough for the zone that it's in, it's existing.
Yes,
It's existing, you're not changing it, you're not adding or you're not creating, so our code does allow to people to rebuild or build on properties that do not match the zones that they're in. Okay, but you have to meet all the other requirements, you need a
Okay.
setback,
Yes.
lot coverage.
yes.
So you have a 6,000 square foot lot, that means you only have 3,000 square feet total
Yes.
to build on.
Yes.
That's talking the driveway, walkway, pool, house itself, everything.
Yes,
The 3,000
Is that house have a 50-foot front setback?
it's a 60. It's a 60 by 100.
No, but I'm saying the front setback,
Uh,
because on Griffin, there's a 50-foot front setback, correct?
He's on.
Oh, but that's not.
I know, but it's like one house in from Griffin, I don't know where the zone changed it.
It's literally only under.
Oh.
He is actually one of the,
Small little 3 pieces of lot, they go in the boundary of section 8.
you are in A, so you do have a 50-foot setback,
2 lots and off of the.
right here.
Yeah, it's like, I knew it was like weird zigzaggy.
So right, it's that one right there.
The one in the center.
So you are 50-foot setback
Back by the
So
front up.
50-foot setback from Griffin.
from the
No,
street,
from the street.
from the front street.
Yeah.
Your
From the
front,
front?
your front setback is 50 foot.
Oh,
But,
That's why this house is so far back.
like,
that's a wonder.
yeah,
It's 48 feet.
Yeah, because the new plans
49 feet.
are 30 feet front setback.
So, so if I can write on this, you have 50 feet from the property line.
could he try and apply for a variance, which obviously then you're taking a substantially more risk, but could he try and apply for a variance to be at because literally one house to the right is now 30 feet, right?
Well, of course
Yeah.
you can, there's a variance process, it's just like even the risk, right? So.
Yeah,
think it's
I
actually
mean, already
one
invested a lot of money into it.
Or there.
No,
This is the corner,
the middle one.
Getting approved for 30 feet.
This is the corner that faces Griffin,
Yeah, correct.
and then there's this house here is actually, according to that chart, these 3 lots are all in A. So this
But
house,
one's not at 50 now.
yeah, so they would have an issue if they had to rebuild, so. So right now, I'm giving you have 50, 10, 10, 10, so that's, you'd have to set this house way in the back.
Well, it's just not possible.
Oh, there's
no, it's 60
there's a house there right now.
Yeah, it is, but it's a pretty small house.
No, I just.
No, I was
Just
thinking-
It's not possible. It's
When I
not-
said, no, when I heard 60 by whatever, I was like 50 to 10 is 60, so, but it's 60 plus.
So that's your first obstacle, is building a house in the back, with a nice big driveway.
And that, yeah, that house could only be 40 by 40. Only be 800.
On the first floor.
80 by 800 square feet is like a Swedish prison.
Like, 40 by 40, it's like 1600.
Oh, 1600, yeah.
And 2 stories, right? So now you're at 3,200, now you're a decent sized house.
So
How long is the process for the variance? Is that with the board, or is that a different process?
When you have to submit a real application, like with a permit number attached to it, you come to this board, this board will deny it. It's not in compliance with the, and once you get denied by this board, the same night, you could then be heard for a variance by this board. Which this board would then make a recommendation to the commissioners.
Okay,
Then after that board, our board meets, then you get a special hearing with the commissioners, but how quickly that happens. 1 month,
6 months, I mean, it depends on how they schedule the variance request. And that's not our board, that's actually the commission that does it. So right now, like, what do you have here as your front setback?
30.
So you actually did 30.
Yeah.
So I think, obviously you have a really good, this would be a case of a hardship. That
Yeah,
making strict use of the property would deprive you of your
Yeah,
reason.
knowing it's not my money, yeah, I would say you have a good shot at getting approval for a 30 foot, especially if the house on one side is already at 30 foot. But again, risk.
Yeah,
What is the step for,
just so that you know too, your driveway is probably at that stage is taking minimum 500 feet out of the 3,000 that you have.
the previous, right?
Yeah, so 2,500 minus you have 2,500 after that, minus 1,600 of what you could build it, leaves you with 900.
But, I mean, is the house that's on it, is it not salvageable anymore?
I don't think so.
Pretty
I
big.
It's like some structural damage all over the place. I mean, if I would be able to save it, I will. I've saved hundreds of houses with a lot of problems, but this one in particular, it's basically not saved.
No, I'm just wondering, since the house is existing and you're getting it in express, can you just do a quick flip on it, fix it up? Lipstick on it and clean up the yard.
I wish I would, yeah, that's what I do
Flip
with
it
myself.
out and then be done with it, you know, instead of having to tear it down and go through all this stuff.
My kids
I
call
wish
it,
I would.
Huh?
kids call
Is it?
it. They're afraid it's very often.
So,
So what would be, let's say, if I talk to the sellers and say, this is a situation. Like, I don't think nobody will come here and pay, $500,000 for a house, that's basically, have to tear down. And not capable of selling a property for, a reasonable price. What would be my first step? Do I have to be the owner to apply for a variance?
Well, you know, what I was gonna say is, one thing that you could.
The owner.
yeah, whoever wants it now.
That's what I was gonna say, is I would just talk to them about financially paying, cause it's $250 to do the variance process, it's $50 to apply for the permit for us to say no. So you basically say, hey, I'll come out of pocket and be at the meeting and
I
whatever.
mean, like, I use variance and say, oh, somebody else is gonna give us. a little bit
Well,
more money. You
yeah.
you open yourself up that somebody else.
I wanna have an addendum that's like, hey, yeah, by the way, by me
Yeah.
accepting this, I'm now locking you up, right? But that would be the way that you could do it and have a degree of safety on your part, if
Yeah.
for whatever reason the variance wasn't approved.
Okay, and you said that the process could be like 1 month, 6 months, or like?
It depends on how they schedule the variance request, because we have a variance that's been sitting since last summer, they're
Like May
just
of
now
last
getting
year.
around to scheduling it.
Because the commissioner agenda has been,
Yeah, it's so busy that, yeah. And that's unusual, that's very unusual.
I mean, not the usually, there's a special agenda, special.
Yeah.
meeting, so not a whole
Well, we-
thing.
Lots of manager,
No,
lots.
I get it,
Yeah.
finding time to hold those.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
that's,
let's just give you a little more feedback on what you applied for here.
This.
Just so you know, so if you were to come in and you said, let's say you had a variance for the 30-foot front.
Yeah.
We would look at it and we'd go, okay, like this, we would look at the lot coverage and say, you're still under 3,000. Like this footprint here in this driveway, you're still under, you're saying provided at 6,000, you're required and provided.
Yeah, this is like.
Oh, that's not lot, okay, but where's the total?
There you are. Area cultivation.
27. Or 34, actually, so
So
you're actually over your lot coverage here.
And this is.
No, this is the total square feet, the total construction 2-story building. The
Everything touches the ground. 2-car garage, covered terrace, covered entry, living area. So it's half of that.
yeah, half of that, you think it's like 1,800 on the bottom.
So then again, you could go over 3,000,
Yeah.
so that would be another variance, which that you're pushing your luck kind of thing. Then you would end up having, then we go up to the second story. So we have a 10-foot side setback, 10 foot,
That's it.
10. But when you come up to the second story, you can only have a maximum of 30 feet run, and then it has to be set back an additional 5 feet.
Oh, it can be straight up?
No.
Oh, really?
So like
So we're
this,
trying to stop the massive. And into the 2-story wall onto your neighbors. So you have a 30-foot and a 30-foot.
Not setback,
At foot.
linear feet.
Oh, linear feet of.
Okay, run at 10 feet. So at.
so like this part back here, you have to shift it 5 feet.
Then above 30 plus,
Oh,
it has to
okay,
get
got it.
15 feet.
Got it, understood, okay.
And you can do that however you want, right? It could be,
Yeah.
you go 10 feet, you set back, you go 10 feet, whatever
see
you
like,
want.
you wanna see like a straight line.
So
block,
what,
okay.
2-story.
And only on the second story.
On the second story. Yeah, design more like, okay, mix.
Undulation, movement.
So right now you don't have dimensions, but if that's 11. That's probably 30 around here somewhere, right? So this would,
40.
yeah, and here you might 18. Probably barely over 30 there, right? So maybe a little bit less than.
Make the shower a little smaller.
This balcony. John, explain about the side of the balcony.
So the next thing would be, we, windows in the back 2/3 of the property. And balconies need to be designed in a way to obscure view into your neighbor's backyard.
Okay,
So these windows would have to be like high, clear stories. this would have to maybe have like a trellis or something, or a wall blocking the direct view into the neighbor. No, these windows, in the rear 2/3.
Okay.
That's what we look at. So like
Which
this window.
In your case would be the entire house.
Yeah.
You know, setback.
2/3 of the lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so, for example, this window is not a problem on the bathroom, but this one also on the master bedroom could be like, I don't know, like higher window instead of like a standard size
Yeah,
window
we
that.
usually do clear stories, let's say over the
Oh,
bed,
okay, the best.
some do frosted windows, but. Like that, green, right?
All right,
Make this a clear story and make these solid windows or something, so.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a big deal, the big deal is I never thought that a 50 feet. Setback will apply in any way, but.
Yeah, two houses to the right and you're at 30 feet, but that house and one more to the right.
This is. Well, this usually okay, right, it's 28 foot.
Yeah, I personally, it's not any useful in the time it takes for me to say it, but personally, I like taking what was there and changing it into a nicer, more attractive house and all that type of stuff, but it's if I was borrowing money from a bank to do that, right, then the length of time that you're waiting to go through all of the process, get permits approved and all of that type of stuff like that, it's not a risk that I would want to take without the variance.
And this is what we're talking about, like, so this excessive blank wall, would be a red
How
flag.
does?
We'd be like, okay, we need some undulation, we need something to make it interesting, texture, setbacks, things like that, so this is what we're trying to avoid also from, facing the neighbor. This almost does look too much. Architecturally, we allow metal roofs, so you got the overhangs, just this body.
Yeah.
So,
So is there any way like the owners are basically on the agent are waiting for me to give back to them on this decision or whatever, like feedback? Yeah. So like this is kind of like a legal situation with me right now, they were on a contract. So I gotta prove somehow that they're over.
All of this is recorded, and you can tell them, hey, yeah, go back and watch this thing on YouTube.
Okay.
But the other thing too that I would say is that, yeah, I would, and again, I'm trying to give you too much financial advice, but I have the attorney create a side agreement that then says, hey, yeah, pending the application and blah, 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 all of this type of stuff, then there's an obligation to perform on my part and an obligation to perform on your part. So that way they don't get a variance and then be like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
But
but
how much are you paying me?
but just so you're clear with your client, what you can do right now is like David said, you can build a 40 by 40 first floor house.
And as they pointed out, that's not even because that's at your max 50, well, not really. Yeah, less.
Yeah,
So
he has a
it's
little, he has a little bit of wiggle room, but for instance,
I'm talking about the setback.
Yeah, but then we're saying.
Where septic system have to be like somewhere in the front with the pool. So
But that setback's not applied. I'm talking about if you were to buy this right now, you said, okay,
Huh?
maximum I can buy is build a 40 by 40 square feet. 40 by 40.
Swedish person stuff.
Yeah. What is currently is unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right,
That
that
is
is what it is.
that it is. I mean, but maybe come up with some kind of creative little
Second story is that.
little bungalow type of thing or something, you don't have to invest all the way through you might not get the $1 million, $3 million listing, you might get a return on your investment, so it's this or a variance for the front setback to make it. And we're not saying that, I think the board seems like it would be because it's not on Griffin. We look favorably upon it.
Okay.
Especially too,
Especially
because
because your neighbor.
the house
is-
is,
Yeah.
And the one on Griffin has 50 from this side, not from that side.
Well, no, it should have, they should have.
Oh, they get to the corner.
It's on the corner.
I thought that all the time, but I think the house is closer.
Do you think it's 30, 50?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is the original Biscayne Park house, isn't it? It's the little stone one with the arches. So this house is, I think, completely
Yeah, it doesn't.
out of compliance.
Yeah, exactly. You can
With the
see
current
where
code.
this is 50 and it's got.
Wasn't this like the original, like Biscayne Park Sales Center or something like that? This house, this one on the corner?
It's pretty
But,
close to the street. 'cause I
Again,
walk by it
the
every day.
the fact that on both sides of your lot, they're not at 50 feet, despite your code. I think
Yeah,
it's just the time, you gotta
It's
work
not
out.
a million dollar risk.
Um,
All right.
and it's, when you said that you're waiting on mortgages and stuff like that, that changes it slightly in my.
Like we work with a lot of private investors, and it's not only about the holding time of the money, that's important, it's more important is the outcome, the end product that will be capable of providing to the city and get our money back.
Yeah, it wasn't
So,
mortgage, it was
yeah,
the
yeah.
seller, he had to deal with the
If I-
seller, I'll buy.
Somebody pay $1 million for a house,
So no,
somebody
you
seems to be buying to buy.
And you know, like, oh, yeah, I gotta get that, or like, I'll add it to out there.
I've been in there a couple of times and, yeah. No, it doesn't work, like the back wall is almost facing like all types of fences.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You said it was like a shopping center.
Right.
Good night. All right, do we have minutes from March 10th, 2025 for us to review? Robert was excused, I believe. but, okay.
Alright, so
Sure.
we have. For 6C, you have that down as table.
6C.
And I'm just trying to remember, I thought that at this point, basically, we're approving or denying everything and not tabling anything because of the state law change.
Yeah, but for some reason we did table it because on my note says 4-0 table.
And then.
I just,
At
yeah.
least on table, but to answer your question, I thought the
It's
whole thing.
the
was-
description
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah, we're not part of the building application anymore. We're ahead of that, so.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure that what gets finalized in here isn't gonna be a legal problem for us. So motion to approve. Minutes check.
Hold on, let me just look on this review. That. So variance request, playing with the reviews, the line board did not recommend the variance variances. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Okay, I had a motion from David, and I'm sorry, who was the second? Dave, Ed, all in favor, say aye, aye. Motion carries. Thank you, all right.
And I have the corrected minutes. I didn't add it to the agenda because we had to just amend. When vote.
Am I just signing this?
So that's corrected because of agenda item 6. If you want to change the motion from approved 4-0 to approved 3-0 due to David's proposal.
Oh. So. We. Oh, okay, so we just updated, but we already approved these minutes? And what day did we approve these? Were the
At the
last
last
meeting,
meeting.
the 10th?
Yeah.
So this was 3/10/25. Okay, so that was already, it's already been approved. All right, next would be 5A 760 Northeast 117th Street, metal and flat re-roof. This is the one we just talked about.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's just similar. I mean, we can put.
It's there, and we already the motion? It's there? Okay,
Second.
David, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, next, 6C, 744 Northeast 113th Street, sheathing, okay. Interesting one.
You approved this, but it was as a discussion item at the last meeting.
Oh, this, guy that who's.
The roof right over here,
Work kind of group with the.
a new roof. But I think you guys can see the pictures now. Of what they did and what needed to be done. So this is the official, can we get a motion?
I like it. Second.
David, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
Motion carries. All right. 6D, 821 Northeast 109th Street, addition.
It's like the cabins that I put on the farm that I got all the people were building. It looks like that. Even more so, like you don't see huts.
Oh, wow, this is a little bit more than an addition. Okay, proposed site plan. "109th Street and 8th Avenue. 8th Avenue and 109. Huh?
I think that's way at the bottom of the triangle.
One oh ninth and 8th Avenue.
It's like it has the 2 10-foot setbacks.
Yeah,
And it has
30.
30.
30 on each side. Even is part of the driveway.
Well, doesn't it say 20?
Oh, goodness.
The 29.6.
29.6.
Which. Looks like the existing.
Is 29'6". So they're not changing that front wall.
Well, they're moving it back. Right?
Give
They're
it-
not in line, they're 30-foot setback.
I don't know, I think they just rounded off, but the existing wall anyway, so it's kind of.
Says 30-foot front setback, but then the survey says 29'6". So I'm still looking at that first sheet. But they're not, if you look at the next page, which is A2, they're not touching the front wall.
Yeah, so I'm saying, I think it's 29.6 really, but it's existing wall.
So the rest of it is set back another, whatever that is, another 5'2". So it's, the new part is 34 feet back. Okay,
They aren't pushing it any deeper into the house or into the back setback. Or into the-
the rear setback is what?
And again, they're maintaining that the existing is not middle, big, it's 5 feet, but.
No, it says 10 feet on our,
Actually, it says 14.9 in survey.
yeah.
So the new one is still at
You
14.
know, it's, so they've drawn a dashed
For the
box
indication
of what is the setback. So you can see the front, they're outside of it.
Yeah.
But it's existing.
Yeah.
So that note that says 30-foot setback age, it's actually like a big rectangular dashed line that's showing you all the setback volume basically. Footprint allowed.
Buildable envelope.
And then what is the rest of it? It's the overhang? They're done,
Yeah,
they're showing the overhang?
Back. 30. On side.
What is the red? Is that demo?
Yes.
So what is this storage thing that's on the other side? Is that on the original survey? It's not even on. It says existing site plan. It's not shown whatever that red box is,
Let's come out. I think.
but it makes me worry that
That's
it's
proposed.
not. That's proposed? No, it says
So-
demo.
That's
demo.
the current survey, the second drawing is proposed.
I know, but if you look at this drawing here, existing site plan, proposed site plan. There's no there's no box there.
It's in the lower drawings too, the different renderings. Like.
So A-1 is not correct when it says existing, because when you look at A-2, it shows some red box.
A-1, and you go to where that thing is, it's drawn, like the outline, they probably should have, like, fixed the hatch on the concrete. But it's drawn, you see a little box outline of it, just that the concrete hatch of the driveway is in the box instead of. You're like on the right hand of the existing.
I don't see it. Hold on, I see setback. Is that this right? Oh, this here?
Exactly, I'm saying this, no, that's the new, or that's existing.
This is a existing site plan.
Actually see it better than if you go that way.
And then you go
What
over
I
here.
was looking at was this thing,
Yeah,
but. I don't know, it seems to me pretty clear they're taking it out.
I know, but it just makes me nervous when their surveys don't line up. Okay. So are we comfortable with the survey? The way that it's dotted lines and all that? Okay, so they're not changing the back setback or the front
Frankly,
setback.
They demonstrate a higher knowledge of what their setbacks are than most people come to us.
Have we looked at what the new lot coverage is gonna be on this? As opposed to the existing?
Coverage on that same page, total. Well, I think they're missing things like driveway and stuff, it's the house. Normally, they're only showing the house. The lot is 9,041. But then they do it for the impervious, so they're over. Because they got the house and the driveway is 2873, it's in that 5453, so they're at 59% lot coverage.
59?
Well, if you see that top driveway, they're saying that they're demoing it, but I don't know if they properly subtract. In the first page, it says asphalt driveway to demo, and then it doesn't exist in their proposed part.
But then it says,
Well, yeah, it's weird because they're saying their driveways.
I would say motion to deny pending correct lot coverage at 50%.
Yeah, it's weird because they're showing you the driveway number increasing between existing roads. Right, driveway and walkway goes up from 2608 to 2870.
But it is, they're adding that whole.
and then what is the cloud all the way around the property? Is that a fence or something?
No, I'm saying they're showing that on the existing site plan instead of the new.
So on the proposed site plan, yeah. Are they, is it,
4 foot high bushes.
Yeah.
but there's not a fence in there, is there?
Uh,
It says 4-foot chain link fence right there.
yeah,
For all we know, it's still there, but.
Well-
Motion to deny pending correct lot calculation.
Yeah, but we should also note the fact that the chain link fence has to come down. Because we have to cover these things because we get snapped in the butt sometimes. And the fact is that this proposed driveway is right up to the property line. And that has to be a minimum of 30 inches back, so that's another comment.
and the fence, you're saying the material, you can have that in front, side front.
You cannot have chain link fences facing a front right away.
So fence is an issue, lot cover is an issue, driveway setback is an issue.
Any other issues? And you always can tell that somebody doesn't know the park because they address us as Miami, Florida, 33161, and not Biscayne Park. So they probably have no idea where we're at. But that's here, they're there.
He said denied.
So I have a motion to deny.
Okay.
Second, David Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so motion to deny is approved, and that is, what number was that?
6D.
6D, right?
E.
Okay, next, 6E, 835 Northeast 115th Street, flat and tile and flat re-roof. Saxony 900 flat profile, self-adhere polygrass max. Do you see a color anywhere? It does, oh, Saxony 900 slate and Saxony split slate, description, Saxony 900. Is that a color? Or is that just a style? Saxony's page 12. Really a style, it's not so much the color.
Google Saxony 900 slate, it comes back as a specific,
What color?
well, there's dark charcoal blend, weathered ash. and it's For. Frankly, all three of them. Approved.
Okay, you wanna make that motion?
That motion to approve. Second.
Okay, they just have to provide the color for the record. David, Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. 6F, 1001 Northeast 118th Street, impact windows and doors. Sure. I mean, you think like on that, where you put the schedule, that there should be something like color.
You're saying if we need to adjust the
Adjust
form.
the form, so we can be really specific, because it seems like a very common thing, that they're always.
Which form are you talking about? I think it's like, the generic state of Florida, they're not farming.
But isn't there when you do the Miami-Dade, the plan that has the roof, the plan on it, the view from above, whatever? But that's not our form, that's a Miami-Dade form, right?
There's no color on the window schedule.
So, okay, so yeah.
No, we're talking about the roof tile, the one before.
Check.
Page 965. That's a Florida building.
No, sorry, 929.
It's 965, but I see you're saying it has a logo. But the form itself is like.
It says construction cost affidavits. Okay. So, yeah, it's-
The village has put its emblem on it, but they're all state. Building code forms. That's the thing, you don't really have, other than the construction cost affidavit, they have like village. forms. Consideration, notice for owners, whatever, is county. But I get your point, yeah, they would hire, there was somewhere that they knew they had to prove it, but.
So if you look, very good point, I wish we could somehow add that to it.
Add a color selection.
Just the color selection for the roof on the roof permit application. If there's a, in the cap system, if there's something that would be done. All right, so the new windows are black and they're across the front and they look like they're all the same. These kind of grid mutton look kind of thing. Ed and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, 6G 1017 Northeast 115th Street. Roof, another roof. Good time to do it, except for yesterday. Is this a metal roof?
Got that overhang.
Aluminum roof, freestanding aluminum roof.
Yeah, it says.
There doesn't,
Oh, they're doing like, it's
Like
like a little room for like a pergola structure. It's not a house roof. I guess they thought they had to use that insert, but it's not applicable.
oh, it's like a flat, it's a flat roof.
That our first ever somebody using that formula they need to.
Yeah.
The score is now unlimited to 1.
So yeah, it's a aluminum pergola structure with a flat roof. Deck.
So, do we have a permit for this structure, or is this, what are we doing here? Because it's there's a setback issue on the left-hand side. If you look at the site plan, 9 feet.
Where do you see that? I see 10, 30, 34.
I'm looking at,
Where's sheet 6? What is that?
I'm looking at sheet number 3? No, 11, number 11.
Go to 6 of 18.
6 of 18?
Yeah, it's got it. Setbacks. Structure itself.
Because I'm looking at page number
Oh.
11.
Okay, sorry, so.
30 by 12, but at a 9-foot setback. They need to shift this
yeah,
thing over.
then They've got the exact same drawing. That's
30 by 12, that's 10 foot.
Yeah. I think people want to shoot yourself in the foot like this. There, they, one more recent. One is dated 10/18. One is dated.
The same date.
One site survey.
What's odd is that the setback on the opposite side, when it's 9 foot, it's 33, and when it's 10 foot, it's 34.
Yeah, it actually increased. I saw that. Okay, denied based on 10-foot side setback
Yeah, I mean, clarify.
and clarified dimensions. So that was a motion by Scarlett.
Second.
David, or Ed, all in favor, say to deny, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion denied. Is approved. All right, next, 6H 1030 Northeast 121st Street, concrete driveway. Lot calculations, 2.9. Okay, it doesn't go out to the street. That's one thing I just saw.
I mean, it says no approach. I don't know if they're doing the approach just concrete, not like in the green look.
I mean, it looks like they just took the test survey and just like plopped it down and didn't do anything.
But they both new approach. Though.
Yeah,
The only question material, because it does say asphalt concrete. It's just solid concrete up to the property line and the grid, that's fine. It's asphalt and then concrete.
something tells me they didn't design out to the street because even the walkway goes and stops at the property line. the new concrete, the walkway.
Yeah.
So if you, but even if you look at that, let's look at what they've drawn here on the property. Is that really the lot calculations? Do you think that's 27%? Hold on. 31%? That's a lot of concrete with the walkway up to the front and everything.
600 plus.
I mean, David, you're the numbers guy.
Fine, you're fine.
Good math things.
They're also elevating the driveway 20 inches.
Retaining wall, new 8-inch retaining, is this the new construction or is this? 1030 Northeast 121st Street, I thought that was already done, that's the old. Is this after the fact by any chance? (1030) Northeast 121st Street.
So their actual coverage is 792. And they said that they were.
So this is, yeah, I think this house is already done, I think this driveway is already done. Isn't this, Commissioner, what's his name, Samara's old house?
Well, in November of 22, it was actively under construction. So it's been a while, I have to imagine. But that's the most recent Google Street View photo.
I think this is done. So my thing is A, I'm questioning the lot calculations, and then B, I'm questioning. It coming all the way out to the street.
They're at 792.
I mean, the retaining wall is 8 inches, and it sounds like as long as they're going up to the garage, I guess. I'm sorry, David.
18 inches.
Is it
I
18?
mean, it's 1'8", 20 inches. Very long.
Because I'm showing hold on, this drawing here says. A-1 says. New 8-inch retaining walls, see section.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the width?
Yeah, next page, that's the section, so that's 20 inches. Very tall, elevated, grand driveway. I expect built at a high elevation,
For that,
10 foot. And that where the garage is at 9.41.
So we built up their garage very high.
Why we gotta be diligent on these, but this is already,
They're fine from a coverage.
Under 40, but it doesn't match the numbers they provided at 27.
So I'm at 792, they were at 780. Pretty close. And they're at 35% without me adding on whatever this space would be considered as far as front yard. I just did straight lines the front of the garage and down.
Yeah, I don't know, I just have a problem, 20-inch retaining walls, I mean, it's ridiculous. The problem is that they're very close on one side, like to just firm up to it, right, and just landscape up to it, they're kind of tall, high, close to one property line, so they're pitching all of their water into your neighbor. But I think they can mitigate that, landscape it somehow, get portion of it.
Yeah, well, it looks like they have all sorts of bushes running on both sides.
so, well, first of all, it's not, it doesn't go out to the street. So do we wanna just deny it because of that? And also the question, the wall or the 18
Yeah,
inch
and
change?
what is that wall doing, is it 20 inches tall all the way, and the driveway sloping down, is the wall pitched with it, like, there's no side elevation.
If that slowly got taller, the scraping of grids. Scraping the bridge, like slowly it just exposes.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite, yeah, it's not clear from the drawing, so, I
The-
guess.
Does it start at the property line or does it start at the street? You know, this ramping up. So,
And also. You know, the walkway that crosses from the driveway to the walkway, little.
how does that get there?
And there they're showing it flush. But then just, I don't know what, north, east, southwest, but from there closer to the house, there's a big drop, so is that walkway like also have retaining walls?
So I gotta ask you, does this driveway look familiar? And think about the houses on Eighth Avenue that we both had
That's what I
problems
was
with.
gonna
It's
say.
just like it was kind of plopped down the same driveway, boom, boom, boom. Like the same engineers just kind of hired to come up with these standard drawings. It seems.
I mean, this isn't the same guy that didn't have the approach multiple times, that was a different,
It wasn't the same.
no, I remember the time of walk side.
I thought for a second looking at this, that this is the house that's on that's on that side of the street, that's then next close to 111th. That part of the driveway, because they built it up, so that part of the driveway collapsed.
Yeah.
So first, I would make a motion to table for additional information on profile of this retaining wall.
And the approach,
Yeah,
And the
clarify the approach.
the approach and the walk, do we want that sidewalk just ending at the property line like that?
And that. Care about, right? People, lots of walkways stop at the property line.
What a weird way of figuring
Yes.
out.
Clarify the approach, material, and the retaining wall.
All right, I have a motion to table.
Second.
Okay,
We're
and
on
David,
the table, right?
yep. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Verifiable.
6I 10901 Griffin Boulevard, fence and gate. Please tell me not another front fence.
Positive that would do that.
Want it, change the code. This is one of those dual front properties. Um,
I'm not colored. Fine. Based off of the,
do we know if this is existing? Cause this is one of those properties that's like it faces two streets. So the letter of our code says the rear, the side front, so it's, but it's not really side front because it's in the rear, so, but it's not an alley because it's Eighth Avenue. So it's, and then there's only one street that has a back that faces up to, that's 12th Ave over behind the Andersons. That's an actual street, but that's called out specifically in our code as a exception. This one doesn't have an exception. But it's clearly the rear of their house.
You're trying to figure out if that should be considered another front.
It's technically, if the definition of a front is when it faces a street. So there's a street between the setback and the thing, so that backyard technically has a 30-foot setback for a structure, but when it comes to a fence, the fence can't, the code says the fence can't be in the front, but the front of this house faces Griffin, so that's technically not the front, so the fence is allowed. But then the setback is only how far from the street? I'm just talking it through, you know.
I don't know if you treat it like a side front, but that's a fence.
You can have a fence up to the property, up to 3 feet of the property.
but it's also not, it's the plot.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, I don't,
And how tall is it?
6 feet.
probably is one of those already existing on that property, because I believe all the ones down there have. I had a motion.
That motion to approve.
Sorry, I'm fine with it, front, back, all that sort of, what exactly is happening, like they're, like,
They're replacing the
That's
gates in the
Kind
back.
of curving in a little bit.
yeah, and then they're coming in 31 feet and then stopping, and then I guess something right there that ties into it.
So I think that there's a very big tree, and then I think there's also like, power lines that are like on that little front edge corner. From.
So I'm not talking where it gets into the property, but I drive on the other side, where it wraps the corner and then it goes 31 feet in.
Oh, it's because that's where the next property over ends and where they have a different fence line. That lot 10, block 19. That's the way I understood it. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. 14.
Like you can see like little dashes of the existing fence on the front part.
Yeah, I mean, it says 4-foot trim and fence. Right? The survey. I guess they're just coming in a 6-foot thing.
Really weird. That doesn't happen during the commission meetings.
I don't know why this happened during colder meetings.
Yeah. So I had a motion.
David,
We still do.
you approved it?
No, wait for a second. So. Is there an issue that you guys want to talk about that will stop us from moving forward with a second? What's the question?
It's not excited about the options on the bidder, so you rather stay here.
It gives some confused by why you come 31 feet.
Where are you talking about? 31 feet?
Talk about it at the top.
On the top,
That little jog, that little flat area, and then it goes on an angle.
yeah, so the 26 feet. Right, that turns to the 31 feet, why, that's all. side
It's
property.
probably somebody's. On Griffin's
Yeah.
backyard, they're tying into the fence or something?
I mean, it is in the backyard of the house next to them, I'm just trying to understand, like, is there an existing fence that only went up to there, and you're gonna connect one there, or it's just weird.
Next street that Griffin goes to.
Well, it's fine, second.
The next house to this house has that big weird like welding workshop in the back of it with like the giant like thing lifting out.
I have a second from David, or Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries. It was David Ed. Okay, next 6M, 11460 Northeast 10th Avenue driveway. What is this? 6M.
Oh, wow.
6. 6.
Although I guess there's-
1140 Northeast 10th Avenue. What is that? Single concrete curb. Is an attached picture. What does that mean?
They're just doing like an edge. That, so there's a border in between their property and the road. And they're doing gravel inside of it, I guess.
But that's like a paver, so that's like the curb that's for a gravel driveway, that's.
And then they highlight gravel. But then there's no actual outlines of where any gravel would be. So. Motion.
But what is the curb? What does that mean? Like, is it,
Like they're
at
putting an
grade?
edge. Like if you look at the very bottom picture that they took of somebody else's house, it's like an 8-inch edge. That then had gravel on the other side.
oh, because
But these guys, they have to create the border around the gravel and they have to indicate to us where the gravel is, so motion to deny it. Pending,
well, what is it for?
to put around gravel,
Yeah, but where's the gravel? And this is,
there is no gravel, that's why.
so there's not even a driveway. They're just putting in a curb and there's,
Denying it because if they're going to be doing this, then they need to be indicating to us where the gravel is supposed to go on the other side of that curve.
But even if they were, they wouldn't be allowed to have the entire pipe.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems wrong with it, that's where I was starting to do the motion.
yeah, and the calculations are wonky. It says 100%.
You just don't. I don't know, I don't actually know what's important because.
I think this house has gravel in the front and maybe they got cited or something and some maybe. And they're trying to come into compliance with a border around the gravel or something. Because I do believe that there is some type of really dilapidated gravel.
The photo in the back of the application, that just shows dirt. The last page of the application is a photo, big pen line saying concrete.
Yeah, but that's the neighbor down the street. That's not even the house that we're talking about.
Page.
The last page is a picture of
No, but it's
a hedge.
from this side of the street. In the foreground.
That's the median.
That's the median.
That's the median on
That
10th.
part of it.
That's the median. They're trying to say that we want to do the exact same thing as the neighbor down the street.
But also FYI, they don't have any driveway right now, so. Their house is good dirt patch. So like we need.
Denied.
Second statement denied.
Yeah, so you need to deny with a clear indication of where they're going to be installing gravel. And they need to indicate where they're putting the borders around the gravel.
If that's what they're planning on doing, because
And
it
then
doesn't
the
even say
proper
gravel.
blacktop.
Does it even say they're applying for gravel?
While I'm making motions.
Sorry, man.
It says install border.
But you're assuming that they're asking for gravel because it didn't even say that.
11 and 12, they have a highlight of gravel, driveway.
Yeah.
Okay, so David,
What?
Description of the work just says install new border concrete at edge of property road.
that's it. There's nothing about a driveway. There's nothing. It just says, we're trying to like, what are you doing
Yeah,
here?
that's why I denied it the way that
And I
I
second
did, so that,
state denial.
yeah, so that I would have to then be like, wait a second, we don't actually want to put gravel down, we just want to put a curb, then we like, okay.
I have a motion to deny. I think David or Ed seconded it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion to deny is approved. 60-11701 Northeast 9th Avenue, metal re-roof, the Chaps design. Okay.
They have those more. Oh, they do,
8
8 inches by 24,
60.
color, TBC. To be continued.
Okay. It's a 1.5 by 12 slope. So is this a flat roof? If you look at the Florida building code thing. There's nothing in the see attached plans. Okay, where's that at? Oh,
1 to 12, not, I don't know why they go 1.5. But 1 to 12 is basically flat roof.
huh?
You can't even have
I was looking at the-
11701 Northeast 9th Avenue.
This,
11709.
construction, like, they kept apartment house.
Yeah,
The
the
building, it's got like an L shape with a courtyard, little cabana building.
it's been kind of like dormant for a while.
So.
It stopped for a while. It got really quiet over there. I go by there every day in the morning. But this is the one, there's a
It's
pool,
all single slope roofs like this around it.
but
But most of the time, because we don't have color. really need to get into the rest of it because they said that they're going to tell us.
TBC.
Later.
TBC.
To be continued.
This is the ones, by the way, that they wanted to, they did like a little. Reading nook window thing and they projected in the setback, but didn't touch the ground away.
Yeah. I know which one it is, and yeah. But. I'm just, the pitch concerning me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how a metal roof looks on a sitting pitch.
So denied based on color and pitch. We're questioning the pitch. Because
Well,
technically our codes,
someone's questioning the
our code says under a certain level pitch, you're not allowed to have a metal roof. 1 to 12, no, so we're,
What is the minimum, just so it'd be helpful? Over 2. Over 2, okay. So,
Less than 2 to 12 is considered a low slope roof.
okay. So 2 or higher, not over 2.
roofs with a
That's
pitch,
the-
with a roof with a pitch less than 2.5 inches per foot will be prohibited.
No, it's not even 2, it's
Well,
2.5.
2.5 will be prohibited, you're not allowed less than 2.5.
Or if it's got,
Yeah,
So,
we got a
that was a
motion.
motion tonight,
David.
okay, David, Ed, all in favor, say aye, aye. Okay, motion tonight is approved.
at 1 to 12, are you allowed to just do like the same flat roof material?
One of 12 is not permitted, it has to be, 2 to 12. Well, no.
For metal,
1/4 inch per floor, actually.
it'd be a low slope and then it kicks into low slope materials and things like that. I mean, technically, you could put a tile roof on a flat roof house if you want, it wouldn't be the most efficient thing in the world, but 6Q 11908 Northeast Fifth Avenue addition. Another one of these additions, okay. 6Q. Big addition, okay, so. Site plan existing. Front of the house is. There, it's being maintained. We're going back from the
They're
front.
growing on the side, left hand side. Setback.
And what is the setback in the rear? Okay, let's see what the next.
I didn't setback.
All right, deal.
Let's throw it down.
We're putting a box in the back. Proposed rear elevation. Oh, that's. Not really the most original thing I've ever seen in my life. If you look at. A-201.
They do have the setbacks in a chart, it's not on the drawing, but that's how. Proposed 10 foot on the right side, proposed 16.2 on the rear. Proposed this one on the.
How tall is that roof? 12-foot parapet? I mean, is it cheaper to do it this way? Or is it, I mean, was it really be that off the wall to put at least some kind of form of gable or something kind of pitched roof to make the rear attached to the make sense to the front?
Arguably cheaper, not do the roof.
To buy some trusses and stick a truss on there, you know, kind of something?
Well, so
I mean, it's the same height as the front. The peak of the front of the house.
they are building the whole thing out further to the left. Because now, like, if you look at the proposed front elevation, it just looks like it has a growth.
Yeah, for sure, I mean, the site plan is clear, going on the left side.
Yeah, I know, but like, when you look at, if you look at page, Yes, 9.
Page 9.
If you look at the proposed front elevation, and you just look at like the growth off the left
Oh,
side.
you're saying like the whole flat roof thing, yeah, that this kind of comes.
It's just like it's literally like a,
Yeah, it's pretty.
And they eliminated there's the front gable just kind of floats out there in the middle of nothing. There's no. What are they
I
doing?
don't know if you- okay. Trying to picture that in reality in 3D, like really happens.
Terrible.
But aside from whether it's pleasant or not, like I don't physically having a hard time understanding what's happening in 3D.
They're putting a bathroom on the end and then just having a flat kind of. I mean, it'd be one thing if they took the front and maybe made the front have a little bit of a parapet or something over the front door. You know, something.
At a roof plan, what that's happening, like it's really bizarre because the gable roof is coming down and at the front end of the big gable roof is where that flat wall is. Coming up.
oh, and nobody was.
And it's a big wall there to the left of that front, on that proposed front elevation. Just
Yeah, it's
blank,
what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a big wall that
just,
it's gonna be taller than but the gable's coming down, the roof eave is here, and then right next to it, the tall wall that's going on to the, yeah.
I don't like it.
There's also an issue with setbacks, right, because they don't use north and south, they use left and right, and they say left is existing to remain, but then. When you use left and right, it's when you're looking at the house, the left is the side they're actually growing, the right is the one that they're not. But they're growing it in the back, so if it was only an 8-foot setback, they're just kind of continuing that existing wall, they wouldn't be allowed to, so they need to clarify the setbacks.
So motion to table pending clarification of setbacks and, are we allowed to say that the front needs to have a higher degree of harmony?
yeah, I mean,
Like
it's,
that, the front end needs to have a harmonious inclusion of the addition.
yeah.
Because you can't just have like a cancerous growth off the left side.
Yeah, is that a table though, or is that a
Discussion.
I mean, they've already applied, they got an application number, I mean, it's.
Couple meetings.
And if they come back with a roof line that looks fine and with a 10-foot dimension on the left side, then I'm fine with approving it. On the next one, but they need to fix that, the front, at least the front roof line. If the front roof line extends all of the way, so then you don't have like a weird, that flat parapet roof popping up higher.
Kind of my point is that these are kind of like a lot of.
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of Details.
So let's invite them in to discuss the design.
Yeah, motion to reject it.
Because that's gonna grow the conversation a lot.
Yeah. That it's not harmonious and that they're the site, the dimension lines are not clear.
Yeah, setbacks and clarifications.
So I have a motion to deny from David, then Ed, okay, all in favor, say aye. Well, we denied a lot tonight.
Stop scared.
Next, 6R 11990 Northeast 7th Avenue Pool. Okay, lot coverage 34%. Up front yard. Oh, okay. They want to do it 16'11" from the front setback. It's a corner lot, 7th Avenue and 120th Street, so 7th Avenue,
But nice, not easy to move.
7th Avenue and 120th, 7th and 120th. Is this the lady, this is the house that the lady member came in and wanted to do a big addition? And we kind of. There were all kinds of problems and now they want to do the pool there. Is this the same house? No, I don't know. 120th and 7th. Anyway, so the issue is here is that it's actually in the front yard. Because the front door faces 7th Avenue. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, yeah, that's the problem right there. Um. Can anybody see what the setback is from the front of that house to the property line total? There's the accessory structures, which a pool has to follow the same setbacks as a primary structure, which means there's a 30-foot front setback. Right now, they're asking for it to be at 16'11". So they're halfway into the front setback, so that's the denial right there. But if the house was set far enough back and you got creative, you could kind of conceivably squeeze it in there. But then you have to fence it, so then you'd have to go through a variance application to put a fence in the front of the house. So
So
it's a whole bunch of. It's like on an angle,
Yeah, not really.
like they dimensioned the palm trees or something. Okay, add David, all in favor, say aye. Aye, another denial. Wow, okay.
Business. Oh, next.
So it's in the setback, front setback.
the next
You have a 30-foot front setback and it's in the front.
success.
All right, we have some discussion items. So 661-7A, 661 Northeast 120th Street. Are they here?
Or we do-
No show.
So we don't discuss it. Next, 7B, 729 Northeast 117th Street, new construction, third preliminary review.
They have something.
Is this the one that contacted?
No, is this the subdivision guy? Isn't that his name Lopez?
I
No,
also don't see 7A in,
Daniel Lopez, though. That's not,
I don't see 7A in the,
this is the house that they put, they're putting that new house in the front. So the plans are here. I mean, we could look at it.
And there's like a little memo for discussion recap.
So he basically like put our notes and then put his, how he addressed our comments. with the previous-
Okay, response, please see updated floor plan. Second floor walls at sides cannot exceed more than 30 feet. Okay, so let's take a look at that.
I'll look at
30-foot
the-
minimum, maximum wall, so he did do that on one side, and 30-foot maximum wall on the other side. Okay, so he addressed that issue. Provide tree disposition and landscape response, CLD1, L1, L, okay, so.
That's not, so all of those are there, so that's not the page, starting at page, 23.
Okay,
So he has all of them, so,
so we move this to vote for the next meeting?
or can we move it and vote on it now?
But this is the third review of this movie.
Yeah,
And we meet there once.
And hold on, what is the? Rain?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Generator screening.
Where's the front elevation at? Okay, so he's got one roof line higher than the other roof. And then what about the windows? Did we talk about? I think he was okay because the windows were forward or something like that on the property. He didn't address that. I mean, he still has a master terrace, but is there, that's a wall there. It is raining. Screen wall, he's providing the screen wall on the one side. That front yard, the driveway looks like it might be a little bit over 30% or 40%. you look at,
It's no matter.
I mean, if you look at the tree survey, I guess that's the. Maybe not. Are you making a motion to move it to 6T? David?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna move agenda item 7B to the agenda 6T.
Need a motion to approve 6P.
I think I need a motion to move it, so all in favor say aye, aye. Okay, so we moved it up. 4-0 move to 6T, and then can I get a motion on 6T?
Approve 6P.
David, Ed, all in favor say aye, aye. And motion carries.
What
Okay,
are the rules that we follow? Do Robert rules of order or
that we're supposed to follow Robert's rules,
that guy? Always cause a problem.
so we
Well,
would,
one thing it's enough.
so we withdrew. We have, is 7A even in the Dropbox?
No.
There's nothing in 7A? No show. Okay, so our next meeting is gonna be next week, next Monday. Everybody good on that? Ed, are you driving home from somewhere? You guys are okay? Okay.
Okay.
Can I get a motion to adjourn, please? Okay,
Second.
all in favor, say aye, aye, we're adjourned at 8:29. You stop me. Sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to give you a ride.